A live opponent that is a very good opponent in that. And we got to get some of the younger kids some experience against real players. That was their second preseason game, which they were treating as their dress rehearsal for, their first game, which I believe is this Friday, as well as ours. And that's what I was doing as well. We had our red versus white game, which kind of got the kids acclimated to our style of play. And then it was to implement that style of play against Pitt and see who fits it and who needs some work. And I think we got a lot of answers from that game against Pittsburgh. And that's really what I was looking for, was to get answers to how we prepare for this Friday. My team doesn't look at any of that stuff, to be honest. I don't look at it like, oh, we're picked last. None of that matters to me. I just only concentrate on what my team needs to do to be successful. And with that said, standings and all that stuff, I know it's cliche, but taking it one game at a time, that's really what we do. We're only focusing on IUPUI right now. The conference, I put a schedule together to prepare for this conference with the non-conference schedule. So these games, each game we need to improve, and by that happening, we will be ready to perform during conference play, and then, where all the chips land at the end of the year, that's how it goes. Well, I think we have a bit more technical ability than we did last year. Last year we had some grit and some fight with some older guys that they really took us to the next level physically. Now, we still have a lot of physical pieces, and we brought in a couple guys that add that physical component of the game, but we have a little bit more ability to play soccer this year and really play a nicer brand. That doesn't mean that we're going to neglect the physical side of the game, which is Titan soccer, but when we win the ball, we're able to play a pretty exciting brand of soccer. I'm expecting them to contribute right away. We have a very nice group of players coming back of upperclassmen that are all experienced, played a lot of minutes last year, and know the requirements to win. And these freshmen and the junior college transfer that we have also, they're expected to help us win. I'm not going to put the pressure on them and say, you have to win games for us, you have to win games for us. They're there to complement all my upperclassmen to get us to win games. And that is their role, and they know that, and they will, and they've showed that they can do that for sure in preseason thus far. Well, last year we were still trying to figure ourselves out in preseason, what we were to be, what we were, and we learned a lot in that game about who we are and what we need to be. This year, I think, after last year changing the style a bit until having some success, and then actually having a little bit of success at Pitt, a 2-2 draw on the road, in their dress rehearsal and our dress rehearsal was a nice indication of where we can go from here, because we get to clean up all the bugs that we had against Pittsburgh. Now I think that, moving forward here, we're primed and ready to go, versus trying to find our way, who we are. I think we have a pretty established identity of who we are and what we're going to be this year. So now it's just about getting results, and that's what it's all about now. Well, they're all very established players in their own right, but they know the expectations on them, and I've had those meetings. They're expected to win soccer games for us. Steinwasser in goal has to have a massive season for us to go to the next level. You always need a goalkeeper, you always need a goal scorer in college soccer. That's just the way it works out. And if Bedell can put the numbers on the board he did last year, and also help out in the other areas, like I was stating before, that aren't on the statistical sheet, tracking runners, winning, clearing corner kicks, those are the ones that will get us to a championship level, is when those guys, Kevin Pinkos, Adam Bedell, the leaders of the team, are going to do all the blue-collar work as well. And that's the expectations from them this year, as well as pushing us statistically to the level that we need to be successful. If we can get a win on Friday, it would be a massive result for us. First of all, Coach Jacob at IUPUI has done a tremendous job since he's taken over a couple years ago. I believe this would be his third year. If I'm wrong, I apologize, but I believe it is, and he's getting his influence in there. And he's doing a great job. They're picked third in the Summit, but he has a goalkeeper that's an amazing goalkeeper. They have a 6'7" center back that's very difficult to deal with, who will cause us problems on dead balls offensively, but also defensively, where it's hard to get good corner kicks in with him there, and throw-ins and whatnot. but they have a tremendously talented group of players, and they're going to give us everything we can handle. My goal this week is to have a proper week of training, a good week of training. It started off very good, and we're going to keep preparing for IUPUI, and that's the play moving forward, is just concentrate on that team, that game, and that's all.